my god, guys, this is all I'm gonna say about the new relics that have been launched on the test server. For us, we'll have them live on Wednesday when the patch is out with the clan that you are in. If it reaches the maximum level, then you'll have access to the relic materials and you'll be able to get the brand new relics that can come from the clan shop. Guys, this is another Raid Shadow Legends video. You know the deal. We are on the test server today. I want to show you the new clan shop that we have, and it goes all the way to level 16 with level 3 basalts here available. It makes it so impactful now to have your clan at a high level that it's crazy on how much difference it's gonna make in terms of your progression on your relics. Relics become so much stronger when you fully level them out, and it is gonna take quite a while to get them to the maximum level. So this is gonna help out a ton. If you see here on level on slot 15 and slot 16, you can actually pick up these rank basalts, okay, rank 1, and the gilded medallions. These help you to actually forge these brand new clan only relics, which is gonna be insane. Okay, one of them especially, I think is gonna be the top one, the one that gives you the most power to your champions in terms of progression. And it's just crazy that we'll have a way to acquire them free to play. It's gonna take a long while though to actually unlock these slots, because I'm in a clan that's end game, and I think we haven't unlocked the chaos powder here, which is level 21 for the clan. So it's gonna take quite a while for clans to be level 30. I can definitely see this taking months to reach level 30, because every single clan member needs to be completing their quests. Every single clan member will also be getting points. I think, what are the other ways we get the points? It's not just clan quests, right? We get them through the Hydra, I believe. Basically, anything here that gives you points gives you the levels, right? And it's gonna take quite a while, but the rewards are so crazy in terms of the relics that I had to make a dedicated video on this. So let's get this going. I'll move myself over here, and we'll have a look, because look at this one. This is the selling point that I'm talking about. Murderfang. Have a look at this one. Beautiful, beautiful. Wearer has 25% chance to deal bonus damage when using a default skill. Bonus damage is either 3% on single target hits or 1% AoE hits of the target's max health. Quite crazy. And the bonus chance for this goes up all the way. There's another 15 chance of 40, and then another 60% chance. 60% chance is basically like having another War Master, almost like a War Master on your single target hits in terms of enemy max health. So if you build your damage dealer with enough damage and ignore defense that you don't need to use the ignore defense relics, then this one becomes the one that you'll be using on teams where you're having ally attacks, when you're having counter attacks, and this will be giving you bonus damage. Quite crazy. And I'm not sure if it means every hit. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. I could try it out. I think we have them on this test server. I should check it, but this is gonna be great in terms of just straight up damage, and you can equip it with triangles, circle, and a square. So multiple different ways to make this stronger. This one's the one that made me feel so good about in terms of having it. It can work on many champions. It's not gonna work that great on PvP. So this is strictly a PvE. So dungeons, Hydra, Chimera type of relic. And of course it's a mythic, so it's a very low chance to acquire it. Then we go over to the Chrysalid of Rebirth, where it has a 30% chance to get an extra turn when reviving allies or themselves. And when you fully level this up, this goes to 100%. So 100% to get an extra turn when reviving is insane. It's like having the revive that Arbiter has, because if you guys remember what Arbiter has, her revive is fantastic. For a free champion, she gets an extra turn, so she revives, extra turn, does the A3 for example, and boosts the turn meter. It's just a great combo. So imagine that on your healer. Imagine that on your Sifi, okay? She's able to revive and then sleep a specific target, or just straight up buff everybody. Imagine that on champions that benefit a lot from having that one extra turn in terms of usefulness. And Sifi is one of those, because Sifi is great because of her A1. She can control one target. I don't know what's up with the test server. Yeah, she can control one target because of this. So you revive your dead ally and then you do this. and it's just a great combo. So we already have these two relics that are insane in terms of how useful they're going to be, and that's why they're mythics. Okay, that's why they're mythic, and it's going to be very difficult to get them to level 6, by the way. Very expensive. It's like leveling up your heroes to 6-star again, but it's way harder to farm for it. There's no active way to farm for it. You just have to craft a lot of relics to get stuff to 6-star. So next one up is the Essence Quencher. Where's damage is increased by 20% of the target's current turn meter. Damage cannot be increased by more than 10%, 5% against bosses. So this goes to 20% and then 10% against bosses. This already makes it a good relic, but I can't see it being an amazing relic because there's a limit on how much damage boost you can get, up to 20% on the maximum. So 20% of the target's current turn meter. If they're full turn meter, you'll be able to get the maximum bonus of 20% when it's fully maxed out. It's great, but is it better than ignore defense relics such as the Cat's Gaze? I think the ignore defense is way better unless you're using a specific skill that completely ignores defense. So this type of relic will benefit more on that specific champion. It completely makes sense to use that over the Cat's Gaze, for example, if you know you'll be using a skill that ignores 100% of defense. So this is for some types of heroes, and the Cat's Gaze is for other types of champions. So many different names. These games with their names, some of them call them heroes, some champions. Keeps me on my toes, right? To correct myself. So Temporal Stagnator. All right, this one. Accuracy, speed, resistance. Boom. Amazing. 96 accuracy when it's fully leveled up. Plus 12 speed. We'll see insane amounts of accuracy on champions now. Plus the speed. I think I've seen one that has more speed. But I think it's another one, or is it this one? I think there's one more with speed. Okay, where has a 20% chance to remove, steal, or convert buffs, or increase a skill's cooldown when landing a weak hit. Insane. Increase a skill's cooldown when landing a weak hit. So if you hit somebody, and you'll get this increased boost by another 30%. Okay, so 50% chance, 50-50, if you're gonna increase your cooldown if you land a weak hit. So I don't know about the weak hits and if that's worth it. Is this a multiple way of using it? I find this relic very, very good, but it's gonna be more so for supports, maybe for removing, steal, or converting buffs, increasing skills cooldown when landing a weak hit. I'm guessing if their skill has this sort of ability, that's when it comes into play. So let's say you do a weak hit, and you could have done a strong hit and actually increase the cooldowns. Maybe that's what it means. I gotta test this out. I gotta make sure. The next up is Infernosphere, where resistance increases by 2% for every 5% of HP lost. So this one, another 10% resistance for every 5% of HP lost, stacks up to 20% resistance. 20% resistance more. Let's say you're running 800, 900, 1000 resistance. That's for the really end game players, but 96 resistance coming out of this one. You'll be able to pick up on huge amounts of resistance and resist everything. This one on Mithrala, just make her resist everything, really. Only the 3%. Only the 3% is unresistible. Then we've got Volcanon's Grasp, where it reflects 5% of damage absorbed by block damage or unkillable buffs back to the attacker. I'm not sure about this one and how good this one's going to work, because the where reflects 5% of damage absorbed, it just allows you to... Do you need to heal back up that amount of health while you have unkillable? That's when it reflects the damage, because when you have unkillable, you are at 1 health. So I'm not sure how reflect is going to work. I could test it out very easily on my man-eaters, on my clan boss team. Then we have the flesh renderer. So where it increases the damage of each hit on their next attack by 3% of any surplus heal when self-healing. Damage cannot be increased by more than 20,000 and will reset after each attack. So on each hit of their next attack by 3%. of any surplus heal when self-healing. Very interesting. So you gotta self-heal for you to boost your own damage. Why did they write it like this? It's very confusing. Very confusing. 9%. I don't like the numbers. Damage cannot be increased by more than 20,000. 20,000 is not a lot of damage, but if you count critical damage in there, I'm guessing this is 20,000, and that can be multiplied by your critical damage and other multipliers, making it, let's say, 60,000 more damage. So this could be it, but self-healing is very specific. So it's very difficult to find champions that have self-healing on their own, and then surplus healing means you're already at 100% health. It's going to be very difficult for this to be any good. And then where it receives 2% less damage from ally protection effects or buffs placed by them. This is huge on the Chris. Keep that on the Chris, because my Chris can get squishy when he's protecting everybody. That poor guy gets hit on the Hydra, but this is already looking like a solid one. I doubt you'll take the rares ever to level 6. So you'll always realistically aim for maybe level 3, level 4 on these, and then you'll just not waste all that material to getting these to max level. So let's see if I actually have them on the test server. I think I do. I think they've given us every one of these, and I want to test these out. If not, then that's going to be a different video. So extra turn. Okay, there's the extra turn, and there's the Murderfang. I want to see the Murderfang. Okay, so this is the reason it's going to be very difficult to get these leveled up, because we don't have any level 4s. We do get them on the test server, but we don't actually have them in the game right now. Gotta make it very interesting. So this one, ranking it up to full. I want to see the full power of this one. The Murderfang. This is the selling point, really. So what kind of gemstones would you put in here? I would put the 10% more damage on bosses, because this makes sense on this one, because it's gonna be a PvE type of relic. Then let's see the triangles. For triangles, we're gonna see, let's see, the wear deals 50% more damage when counterattacking. This could be it. This could be it. Oh, actually sounds like a very good one. And then there's one, I believe, which gives me ignore 3% more defense. That's great. I don't have multiple copies of these ones, so I can't use everything. And then I would say, are these only defensive? So the squares, I would go for probably, ooh, the wearer receives 10% more healing, but when attacked, the wearer has a 15% chance to decrease the duration of a random buff. That's cool. Decreases an enemy's speed by 7% if they're under a stun freeze placed by the wearer. That's cool also, but these are more defensive ones. All right, so let's put a defensive one. Doesn't really matter for now. And I want to try out the Murderfang. So the way that I want to try this out, I want to try it on a champion that has no War Master and no real gear. And I want to see it through single target. So let's just give it on Lady Noelle. Might as well and try it out. Let's just give it to her for now. I want to see the damage. All right, so the damage. I'll give her some just basic equipment now, and we'll just jump on the clown boss to see what kind of damage we'll be looking at with her just straight up attacking on the boss. And we want to see the number that you'll get out of that, because it's maxed out, right? So it's going to be 3% on the single target, and it's 60% chance. So if you compare it to War Master, War Master has 60% chance, but 10% on the target's champion's max health, or 4% of the target's max HP when attacking bosses. So it's going to be a little bit less than a War Master, but it's still going to be strong in my thoughts. It's still going to be as strong as having a War Master. I don't think you're going to have issues like War Master not proccing, or you can't have both. So let's see. Let me max her out, actually. like that, just so that she survives, and we'll throw some single target hits on the clown boss and see how that does. All right, so let's remove everybody. Let's see Noelle. All right, no, I need to do it here. Noelle. Okay, so Noelle, ready to go. We're gonna go in there. No quick battle, no auto. We're just gonna do single target A1s, just A1s, nothing else. And I want to see the damage coming here. It should be like a red number, similarly to War Master, right? 34,865. Yeah, that should be it. 24,995. 21,491. 34,865. Yeah, that's it. That's the one that we wanted to see. That is the new relic. So if we have stuff like a defense down and weaken, all right, that should boost the damage of that one. So it's gonna work this similar way as War Master. So 68 to A2. Wow, it already hits so hard. 68 to A2. Wow, that's great. Okay, that's great to have that combo. And what I want to test right now is basically if this can go and get boosted basically by any of the damage masteries, and also if you can have both procs, so War Master and that. I want to see that going into the battle. 34,865. It's the same one as before. Not seeing any War Master though. I don't think. Okay, we saw two numbers there, 34 and 34. So that must have been both proccing, both War Master and the Relic. 34,865. But it looks very difficult to get them both going. The odds are so low. 34,865. Okay, I want to test this out on multi-hit. Multi-hit is gonna be it. Okay, let's see with Newt in there with the new Relic. I want to see it proccing. Since it only procs from default skills, it's already a little bit weaker now that I've been testing it than Giant Slayer and War Master, but it's still very strong because it just adds on top of damage, and with counter attacks, it's gonna be adding up a lot of damage. 41k, 41k. Not sure if it was his Giant Slayer though. Triple there, 41, 41, 41. Just adding up so much damage. It's crazy. From your A1. So already your counterattack teams and your ally attack, it's going to be huge. So when I counterattack, also, I do 100% of damage because it's Newt and his passive. Look at that. Beautiful. 51k boosted by the weekend debuff. Oh, look at how many numbers there. 52, 52, 52. My God. It procced 4 times there. So it was 3 Giant Slayers and 1 from the Relic. Now this one procced, I don't know how many times. So you can proc multiple times from your hits. Because I've seen how many times those numbers. It's just crazy. It's crazy. It works with multi-hits. It just adds on top, similarly to Giant Slayer. Fantastic Relic for your single target damage. And I don't think it's going to count on Fire Knight. I don't think it counts on Fire Knight because Fire Knight, it's not like Sand Devil. So you can't drop the shield, but maybe, just maybe this is a little bit different. It's not an easy way to test because again, it's going to be a 60% chance, but I doubt it works on Fire Knight. I'm pretty sure it's going to work on Sand Devil in terms of waking up the boss because it's a hit. But on Fire Knight, Giant Slayer and War Master do not reduce the shield, so I don't think it's gonna work like this. It's so sad testing these mythical relics because basically this is the only chance I'll get to test them out, especially maxed out, because it's so difficult to get them. The chances are so low to forge, and And then on top of that, to get them to the max level 6, it's months down the line. And also, if you've seen how high your clan needs to be in terms of levels, forget about it. Okay, so here, you're gonna see some ally attacks coming through. Yeah, I see the Giant Slayers there, but they're not affecting the shield. It would have reduced it way lower than that. But the boss's health is going to be dropping similarly to how you'll be hitting with your Giant Slayer. But unfortunately, it only works with your default attack. So it's not like his A3 or his A2 will get that benefit. So it's not like it's going to completely replace having Giant Slayer. It's kind of sad, but it's still a lot of damage. Still like it. And then we take out the boss. So that was the one of the mythics. Okay. Great relic, but again, very specific uses. Okay, with AoE attacks, also 1% damage is doesn't sound that a lot. And it's the other newt. It's the other newt. Where's my other newt? Oh, he's a lower star. My good newt with the lethal set. The thing is, with this one, it's only on default skill, so. Should I hype it up as much as I did at the start of the video? Maybe not. Because then your A3, your A2 don't benefit so much from this. Especially AoE hits. 1%, it's still good. Many champions have this, but I could see this also on supports just to add on their damage. But then you get all this attack, all this crit damage. It's just kind of a waste on a support. Especially on the Chimera when you're trying not to have supports have... well, some of them, you want to have them the lowest crit damage, but others you want to have them a little bit higher crit damage. So maybe that can work, but still, Murderfang looks great. And then the other relic that I saw that intrigued me was this one, but this is like obvious testing. There's the speed, 24 speed. This is the one I remember that had a ton of speed. So this one, and then this one, 12 speed. So this one, 24 extra speed. Whoa. We're going to see champions with 450 speed. Not my champions. Other accounts. Mine has like 400 speed and I can't see how I can get it to 420. All right. It's going to be insane. These are the new relics, guys. I can't wait to see and how players use them when we start getting them. But it's going to take quite a while to get them. Of course, more gemstones are going to be added. Those are going to be intriguing as well. We don't know exactly when that's going to be, but this is like a new playground for Raid, having these relics. A new playground for just increased power on your champions, the power creep, as we say. So this was the video, guys, on the new relics. Which one you guys think I should have tested instead of the Murderfang? Which one kept your attention more so from this showcase? I think the Murderfang was the most interesting one. Everything else looks cool, especially this one, but this is like a pretty obvious way of having that revive work to your advantage. This is just straight up damage. This one I want to test maybe, but I want to test it not live on a video, test it on myself, and then give you guys my thoughts on how this exactly works, because I still haven't really understood on how this works. Raid doesn't do a good way of describing what each relic does. This was the video, guys. Thank you all. Subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.